A lot of news made a couple weeks ago when the Vikings declined Bridgewater's fifth-year option, but they did know that this rule existed. They did understand, and they do believe that in some form or fashion he will be under contract with them in the 2008 season. But the reality is the best-case scenario for everyone is that, let's say, week 5, 6 comes, Bridgewater is feeling good, he's feeling healthy enough, they can simply take him off the PUP list. If that is not the case, if he is still on the PUP list around week 6, then it gets interesting because the actual rules say if he's on the PUP list week 6, his contract tolls. But in the past, the precedent has been if he's on the PUP list for the entire year. So there might be an argument, a potential grievance before we learn whether or not Bridgewater is under contract in 2 years.
All right.
That's a lot of terminology. That's a lot of terminology. That's a lot of ifs. And you're going to get ifs on this one, Andrew, because this recovery, when you talk to people with the Vikings, from the time this injury happened until now, like I have, and things are starting to clear up a little bit, but there's been so much uncertainty with the timeline of this injury. That's why you're not going to get these hard decisions from them or these hard answers from them right now. It's going to take a while until they let this thing play out. And by the same token, you've got Mike Zimmer now saying that they're more optimistic about his recovery now than they have been. Yes.
Exactly, which I think most people thought there's no way he plays this year. Now Zimmer says he's a little more optimistic. The thing that I think the average guy at home is probably asking right now, Ian, you could take this one, is why would Teddy Bridgewater be in essence punished? In other words, be held over another year in his contract if he got hurt playing football. This wasn't a non-football activity. He wasn't out riding a motorcycle or a jet ski or paragliding. He was hurt in practice, and yet he could, in essence, be punished for that.
He could be punished if he was drafted in a different selection, could also be rewarded because a fourth year in some first-year contract and some rookie contracts is fully guaranteed. This basically is just the way that the rule works. You could also argue the other way and say, why would the team not be rewarded for basically keeping a player, allowing him to rehab there, staying with him for 2 years? This would reward the team under a reduced rate for sticking with their starter, maybe some incentive for everyone to keep Bridgewater under contract in 2 years.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, if I'm at a negotiating table, because this is negotiated now, and I'm sitting there with the union opposite me, Ian took the words right out of my mouth. We didn't get anything for this player. We paid this player. So why should this player be allowed to walk to free agency, okay, when we got nothing for him, okay, for this whole period of a year? So it's a negotiated item, and I think Ian articulated it perfectly. And we get a year that we got nothing out of the guy. We paid for him. Now we get a chance to get him back, but we got to pay him now.
Right.
We got to pay him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe punish is a little bit too strong, but generally you have a contract when it's up, it's up. And if you get hurt, certainly sports injuries are part of the job. You don't very often hear, hey, you got injured, so we're going to make you stick around for another year because you got injured, which I think is